Hey, welcome to another edition of Ego on Break. Madman's he's on the trail or something. So I don't know what it is. He's
all this
sniffing.
grass in the field's been cut, and I can smell it and tell you it throws my sinuses off. Some kind of bad.
So
if I start sneezing, don't be surprised.
Yeah, he's over here bloodhounding it. He's sniffing and.
Maybe you won't try to climb out the window this time if I do an OBB impersonation.
So, welcome back, guys. I guess it's already starting out with a bang. You want to say? We'll give a rundown of the last two events that Pro Wrestling Ego has done. We ventured down to Gulfport and partnered with Wyatt Baptist Church out of North Mississippi and Christ Church Gulfport out of Gulfport. Obviously, now he's going to pour a drink on him. So we'll give some results of that.
It's Monday.
Yeah. And then we'll also give results from the event at the Hideaway, and there were some interesting things happened at that event. So just to kick it off, overall, you went to both events.
Mm-hmm. That drunk guy had one version of my mind come out, and he had to wrestle, and I didn't know it was going to happen. So.
Yeah. Mr. Split Personality over here. He had a new personality debut. Yeah. So what'd you think about the overall two events? Like,
I enjoyed them both, honestly.
Did you?
I really did. I thought it was cool that I thought we was going to wrestle in the rain, and about 20 minutes till that actually stopped and cleared up.
Yeah. So we got luckily.
Turned out Ron Horn's call worked. So.
Yeah. So we got lucky we didn't have to wrestle in the rain, but we did wrestle with a damp ring.
It wasn't that bad though. Honestly.
No, it wasn't bad. And honestly, I'm kind of like you. I kind of thought it would be very interesting if we did wrestle in the rain, just to see how that would have put a spin on things, you know.
It would have. Probably your blue jeans and a leg brace made a hell of a damn difference in mine.
But we did the first match. We saw two new guys. They made their debut, Wes Warren and Alex Graves. And Alex Graves went for a victory roll, and then Wes Warren counters the victory roll for the pin.
So he sat on his head.
Yeah, he sat on his head. So, did you get to see any of that match?
I saw very little of it because where we was, you couldn't see that good, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I watched the majority of the match. I think both of those guys got a lot of promise, so I'm kind of looking forward to see what they do down the road.
I saw them tag the next night, so.
Right. All right. Then we had John Evans making his return versus
Pepper
Jack Jones.
Do you have any idea how hard it was to go from a hippie that smokes pot to a guy that produces
allegedly
smokes pot?
Yeah, because I mean we couldn't have a pot smoker.
The funny part is it's part of my personality. I've never done drugs in my life, so yeah, kind of weird.
So you're guessing what a pot smoker would have done?
No, I used to know a lot of people that smoked it. I was around them, so technically I've seen how people act. I just never did it myself.
You watch a lot of Cheech and Chong?
Actually, I did. Yeah. I like to their other movies. Up and Smoke's awesome.
So,
hey man, I think we're parked. Yeah.
The interesting thing about that match is Mr. Evans reached for Pepper Jack Jones's hair.
Yeah, strangely, my wig fell off.
And pulled off a wig, and then you rolled him up for the 1, 2, 3.
Dreaded schoolboy.
Schoolboy of doom.
That's it. Yeah,
that's the schoolboy of love.
That's it.
Yeah.
Love boy.
Love. You can love boys if you want.
I'm good.
Mr. Loverboy over here. Alright, then we saw Riot take on newcomer Kid Valor.
Mm-hmm.
And Kid Valor, you know, I'd like to see where he's at in 10 years.
I was going to say, he's a young fella, so...
if he's not young, he looked young.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
But he had a mask on, and it's a very unique looking mask. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It was kind of like if you mixed Hayabusa with Juventud Guerrera with a mohawk.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, so it was very interesting.
It reminded me of Jeff Hardy's other persona.
Yeah, the Willow thing.
That's it. Yeah, kind of reminded me of.
Like not the Willow that you think about from TNA Ring of Honor, but the Willow from when he made it out of stuff he found at home.
Yeah, Omega. Yeah. So, the original trampoline Omega.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Now that I think about it,
really did.
The Jinx characters, it was Jinx and Willow or whatever. So I thought that was really cool. Riot then demanded more talent, and we saw the return of Charles West.
Sweet.
And Charles defeated Riot, I believe, with a frog splash, but I'm not 100% sure.
So basically, if you're ahead, sometimes you might want to shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Sometimes you can bite off pieces that are too big to chew. And then the main event was a little, I'm going to say, pick your poison style match with the Office of Pro Wrestling Ego, which is me, forcing the Experience to fight each other with tag partners.
Yeah.
And Barry Wolf, he went back and kind of looked down the line of, hey, where was Barry Wolf 10 years ago? And he was tagging with Ron Horn as Whiskey Hangover, so he brought out Ron Horn. And Lucas Frost, I believe he brought out a guy that possibly he had help training. I'm not 100% sure of that.
Yeah. Are they at least in the same?
Yeah.
I think same class maybe.
Right, but he brought out Johnny Rumble.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the experienced tag team of Ron Horn and Barry Wolf defeated Lucas Frost and Johnny Rumble, but I don't think Frost and Wolf was too excited about being in that match.
Mm-hmm.
So
it happens.
Guess when you threaten the Office, sometimes it bites you in the butt, huh?
Every once in a while.
Yep. So that was our Gulfport event. We had about 110 people there. So
it's spread out.
For it to be an outdoor event at a trailer park, part of a mission trip with a church, and raining just 15 minutes before that, 100 something people went by.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really good. And then that led us to Saturday night.
That was free hot dogs.
Free hot dogs, free wrestling,
And
cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
All fat people like cotton candy. I know I do. That led us to Saturday night, which we would return to the Hideaway with Out With The Old. And for some reason, the Experience was left off of that. And I think one or two of the members got pretty hot about it.
Yeah,
What'd you think?
I don't think it quite ended the way you thought it was
No,
going to.
it didn't do that. But, things happen. But we were treated to a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces. Days of Rage summoned the Zombie Dragon.
I like that dude. That dude
When I say
awesome.
summon, I mean they forced the ring announcer to read a spell out of a book. The book caught on fire, and out came Zombie Dragon. So,
for the first time in my life ever, then finished that match, I saw a guy throw a fireball out of his hand.
yeah, like poof.
Like he's.
So it wasn't like, let me stand in the
I
corner.
didn't even know what to say. I was like, oh, well, that was the first time for me.
But they faced, and since they already won, we already figured that part out. They faced Dad Bod, Sean Orleans, and the new guys, Wes Warren and Alex Graves. And unfortunately for Wes Warren, he got a little up close and personal with the Zombie Dragon.
Yeah.
So why do you call him a dragon? Well, he blows fire. That's why you call him a dragon.
Yeah, out of his hand.
Out of his hand. So I think there may be more to Zombie Dragon than we know about.
I'm definitely interested in seeing more.
Yeah. And then that brings us to our next match. We had Everett Connors, Mr. Justin Bieber's favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
Everett Connors. You may have seen him in Chikara's King of Trios this year.
Yep.
He defeated Eric the Ghost Silva and Shaky McMullen. Did you watch any of those two matches?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed them. Everett flew outside the ring a whole lot.
Did he?
Yeah, concrete.
Yeah, well,
He eventually won, though, so.
Must have worked.
Must not have got beat up too bad.
High risk has a reward sometimes.
Sometimes.
So that brings us to the third match, which was, what was the third match? Do you remember? I don't remember. Oblivion.
Oh, Oblivion and Oblivion.
Oblivion and Oblivion, and I know that's kind of crazy, but Oblivion has went through a transformation over the years, being a really dark type character into the fun-loving, sparkly character that he is now, and the old dark character came back. How that happens, I have no idea. Somebody's playing mind tricks with him. We just had to wait and find out who those mind tricks are. Or mind games, I guess, not mind tricks, but mind games with Oblivion. So for the first time ever, we got to see Oblivion versus Oblivion. And if you were a betting man, you'd bet on Oblivion because Oblivion won.
I was oblivious. So
which one of those Oblivions won? You'll just have to find it and see, I guess.
that's it. It'll be online later.
There you go. So that brings us to the fourth match. Fourth match was O'Shea Edwards taking on Danny Adams. And it was a good match.
Yeah, I liked it.
O'Shea's a big, powerful guy. As Danny said, since he's here, Mississippi has a smart person in the state. Didn't work out very well for him as O'Shea defeated him. So, sorry, Danny, you may be smart, but you're beatable.
Yeah, just so smart don't mean you can't get your arms pinned around.
Yep, that's it. So that's pretty interesting. Like I say, I enjoyed seeing the fresh faces. We hadn't seen Danny Adams before. We've seen Everett Connors. We've seen Eric Silva. Mm-hmm. And then we had the tag match, the Pride from St. Louis. They came out, and they're Matt Kenway and Aaron, and I don't want to butcher his name, so I'll spell it D-Z-I-N-I-C. They pretty much laid out a challenge to the Boo Boys, and they accepted. And we got the team of Bubbler and Chuck McMullen. Mm-hmm. And they put their titles on line against the Pride. They're fighting champions, and they showed why they were champions, and they defeated the Pride.
It was actually a really good match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Back and forth.
It's the first time I got to see the Pride. They looked really good as a tag team. They're young guys, so the potential to go up is only there. Is there. And if they fail, it'd almost be their fault because they pretty much have everything going for them. Great trainer,
that's it.
Great look. They're both in shape. They have a decent move set. So,
that's probably one of the best tag matches I've seen in Ego in quite a while, to be honest.
Yeah. And then that led us to the main event, which was Ray Fury putting, he told Joey Abel, hey, last match, no excuses, no crying, no nothing, one-on-one, me and you.
Yeah.
Joey basically called him a coward and told him, well, you're less of a man than I am, because if you beat me, I'm coming back. And if you beat me again, I'm coming back. If you beat me again, I'm coming back. If I beat you, you can stay gone.
Yeah. Might not want to use.
So the good thing about it, though, Fury is the guy he says he is, and he had Abel beat. Climbed to the top, hit the froggy elbow, and out comes Days of Rage. Yep. E4L members with Joey Abel. They attempted to get in the ring. The distraction was just enough. For the referee to try to go out and stop them. And I give Dave a lot of credit for trying to stop them, but it was bad timing on his part because
there was a match still going on.
Right, there was still a match. But thankfully, Boot Boys came out and made short work of Days of Rage, so to speak, for at least a small portion of the time.
Yeah.
As the referee is tied up in that, trying to break that up, out strolls Monty Warbucks of the Experience. Pretty angry that he was left off the event, and he decided to smash in the head of Ray Fury with a chair.
Yeah, pretty vicious.
Fury got a concussion off of it. It was a low-grade concussion. Said a few weeks off, some rest, healing, and try not to do anything strenuous, and it should be better, in a month or so. But just as he rolled Joey Abel back on top of Ray Fury, slid out. I guess the referee just happened to catch the pinfall, went back in, 1, 2, 3. New champion Joey Abel, and a new alliance formed with the Experience in E4L. Yep. Referee came out, the first ref, Dave, it didn't end well for him. As soon as he made the 3 count, Monty decided I don't need you anymore, killed him.
Yeah.
So another ref came out, killed that referee. Wes Warren and Alex Graves tried to be, good guys and try to come out to help Fury. They got killed. Boot Boys got killed.
A chair was destroyed.
And
He's
thankfully,
Monty's face.
Yeah, that Days of Rage pulled up Ray Fury, and Monty wanted to make sure he knew I did this to you. Ray, being the fighter he was, could not get loose, but he did decide to put a big wad of spit in Monty's face, which Monty clobbered him for that.
He clotheslined the hell out of him.
And at that time, O'Shea Edwards, Shiny Oblivion with a chair with balloons tied to it.
Not the bad one, the good one.
Yeah, and Shake McMullen, who had been dealing with some issues upstairs, he had got his face pretty much kicked off by Eric Silva.
Yeah, after he took a pole. We forgot to say that part.
Yeah, so they came in and was able to at least buy enough time for the Experience in E4L to get out of the ring and be able to stop the beatdown.
That's it.
And as Monty Warbucks said, there's a war coming to Pro Wrestling Ego. The veterans are no longer going to sit back and watch the young guys take their spots. So we got our own version of Millionaire Club and the New Blood. So let's hope we don't die like WCW. So with that being said, that's what happened at our weekend.
As long as you don't bring in Vince Russo, we'll be out.
Yeah. So we got about 5 more minutes. Anything else you want to talk about?
I watched a documentary last night.
Okay. What was
really
that?
Cool documentary on. It was called. Something Mass Wrestlers. It's on Netflix. There's only three. Yeah, there's only 3 documentaries on there, but it's a short one, and it talks about El Santo.
Yeah.
They basically talked about 2 people that were still alive when that were able to tell about him. And I found something really cool about him, and I never knew it. And of course, I'm not Mexican, but I've always wanted to see stuff, and there ain't very much footage of him.
Right.
But they said that he would go to small independent shows in Mexico, and if the guy couldn't pay the other wrestlers, he would just come in and pay El Santo because he's like, this guy put the butts in the seats that are here.
Yeah.
So El Santo would be like, did you pay the rest of the guys? And the guy would be like, no, you're the guy that put all the people here. He goes, you pay the rest of the guys. He goes, no, I'm going to give them sandwiches. He goes, no, you take my money, split it amongst the guys, and don't worry about me and get to me the next time.
Well, that's very cool.
No kidding. I mean, you never hear somebody doing that.
But that's the reason he was the guy in Mexico.
They said he was never just stuck up snob. I'm beyond you. He said they always said he was very humble. He would show up to the shows 2 and 3 hours early to spend time with the people. He would stick around 2 and 3 hours later to sign autographs and stuff till there was nobody left.
Well, that's very cool. Well, what other, we're both big wrestling fans. That's why we're in the business. But what other movies are you've seen that are like wrestling documentaries or necessarily just wrestlers in movies?
Probably my favorite's The Wrestler. I love the movie The Wrestler. Yeah.
The Wrestler's really good.
And then
I like They Live. That's one of my favorite movies. Like wrestling style, with the wrestlers.
There's way more to that movie than I realized. Yeah. That's
the more you watch it, the better it gets.
A political type thing that I've listened to Roddy Piper talking about how him and the producer were like, this is more to it than just a movie.
Yeah.
And it was a movement like, here's the glasses. Y'all need to wake up and look at what's really going on outside. Yep. And it was
that's kind of cool.
Double vision, you know what I mean? I'll tell you one I really liked, and some people think it's bad, but I loved it because it was Jack Black in it. But Nacho Libre, because it was kind of based around a true story.
Yep, absolutely.
And a lot of people don't even realize that. I was like, well, you've never looked into it. You just saw it as a joke.
And I think I'm kind of twisted sometimes, so I like that. That weird type thing. But I thought The Condemned with Steve Austin was good. I like the idea of.
It wasn't. Bad.
The hunter hunting the hunted.
Had him and Nathan Jones in it.
Yeah, so I've always liked that movie.
I was trying to think of the other one.
There's tons of movies.
What about Ready to Rumble? What was your opinion? Because I absolutely hated it.
I thought the idea behind it was really cool. I wished that the baddest dude on the block would have been somebody other than who it was. Jimmy the King could have been way better than.
Okay, let me ask you this: on him, was that a shoot on Lawler? What do you think?
I don't think it was a shoot on Lawler as much as it was an iconic wrestling character that people would. Okay, I get what his character. You know what I mean? The other guy, he became a state trooper. Cops in wrestling. You got Boss Man, but other than that, it's never really been that big of a thing. But Lawler was so iconic, that people relate to that. It was a character that was relevant and still on TV, whether or not he was wrestling, he was still on TV. Could have been a shoot on Lawler. Obviously,
I thought it was. Did the beard, the whole outfit.
If I had to guess, it was like, hey, we've got these characters, and we just got to see what actors are willing to be in this movie, and they got what they got the best they could, and you weren't gonna see, Tom freaking Cruise being Jimmy the King. You wasn't gonna see Steven Seagal being Jimmy the King.
That had to be
you know?
my favorite part. Is like the guy that's the main star of the wrestlers, like the worst shape people.
That's what I'm saying.
dude
Yeah.
there.
So
I'm
I
like,
mean,
come on, man.
if anything, it was probably more a shot at wrestling than it was.
I guess.
The Lawler, because it's like, hey, even any fat guy could be your champion.
But then, like all the WCW guys are in it, from Disco Inferno to Goldberg and Sting.
So,
I'm just like, what the hell?
That's cool. And I mean, you've got a ton of movies. Just quick, like run down 5 wrestling movies that you can think of that's not wrestling, but movies with wrestlers in it.
The last James Bond had Batista in it.
Okay, that's one.
Both Guardians of the Galaxy
2,
movies
3.
had Batista in it. There's a buttload of Rock movies that I've rather not watched that had Rock in it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
And you've got Roadhouse. You've got
Hulk
got
Hogan's
Funk in
movies.
it.
How
You
about
got all the
those?
Hogan
Suburban
movies.
Commando.
You got Blade, what Trinity or with Triple H in it. Logan, the new movie Logan's got Luke Hawk's in it.
I mean, technically, I've been in a movie and it was bad,
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
All you see is my back, but I was in it.
What's the name of the movie?
Dixieland. It's
Dixieland.
terrible. It's
So if
awful.
you want to see the backside of the Madman, go check out Dixieland.
Yeah,
Who's in that movie?
The guy that played Peter Parker in the original Spider-Man. I mean, not Peter Parker. Played
The Goblin?
guy that bullied him in high school.
Okay.
He played
I have
him.
no idea. Who that is.
Anyway, most people will know. If you're a Marvel fan, you know who I'm talking about. But Elvis Presley's granddaughter was in the movie.
Okay. So it's got some people
Mick
in
Foley's actually in the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's in the movie. There are several people in the movie. The movie had potential, and it's like they saw it and read it, and they're like, you know what, we're going to take all the good stuff out and leave this in. It just,
it was
not
probably
good.
like coming from like a person that puts on a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
It was probably like, well, this is great, but it's going to cost us more than money than we have. So let's trim some of that expensive stuff out and
just
keep some of the stuff we can afford. So,
when I saw it, I was so disappointed. Like, wow, I'm in this. God.
so if you hadn't seen Dixieland and Logan Creed's
Well, what about Barry Wolf's movie? He's
Barry
been in
Wolf.
a few.
Oh, I can't forget
Yeah,
Experience. He has been in several movies, but his biggest one has probably been The Free State of Jones
Barry.
with Matthew
You
McConaughey.
see him sitting there in the store.
Yeah.
Didn't he say his line got edited out?
I have no idea.
I think he had a line, but I think they cut it.
And,
Which I'm pretty sure he didn't know till the movie come out. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
sorry, Barry, but I haven't seen your movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. He's sitting there in a store like this.
Yeah. But if you want to see the Mississippi movie star, Barry Wolf,
There you go.
check out Free State of Jones. If you want to see the backside of the Madman, check out Dixieland.
If you want to see a good wrestling documentary based around Pro Wrestling Ego, go watch Wrestling with Ego.
There you go. And if you want to see Pro Wrestling Ego, we'll see you in Byram August 5th. So
That's it.
until then, later, guys.